Hello everybody, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. I hope you're well. Reddit Soccer is back. It's the back page of the internet. It's the best page on the internet. You can expect a kick-off with a difference, a bust-up with a difference, and the one person who the entitled title race depends on. Oh, and I will finally explain to you guys once and for all why I am rooting, and I'm using that word very specifically, rooting for Liverpool in the title race. What must it be like to be a Man City fan right now? A lot of people, I think they've lost their heads a little bit. You know, you've got to remember that Man City, we love them, they're so stoic. And as soon as they start winning stuff, we're turning on all their fans. And I think that's a little bit unfair. As long as they understand where they have come from, which I think most of them do. And this post from AC Milan on Reddit explains exactly why. In the 2006-2007 season, Man City broke an all-time Premier League record that still stands today by only scoring 10 goals at home. Their top goal scorer in all competitions that year was Joey Barton with 7. How times have changed. It's madness to see where Man City are right now, and a lot of people are getting quite angry at the money that they're ploughing into winning the league. And I think it's a new anger that the rest of the Football League's fans have been feeling for a hell of a long time. I'm rooting for Liverpool for the league title this season. Now, a lot of people begin angry at that. Now, once and for all, I want to just explain this to you guys, okay? I expect most fans outside the top 6, apart from Everton fans, calm down, are rooting for Liverpool to win the title. And it's very, very simple. Let me show you. Enough is enough, okay? I'm going to explain to you why I'm rooting, remember that word, not supporting, Liverpool. So there's 6 teams that can win the league, right? Let's just highlight them right now, which like we don't know this already because it's all we talk about. You got Man City, you got Liverpool, Spurs, you've got Arsenal, Man United, and you've got Chelsea. So why do I root for Liverpool? Here's how. Now, if I was a Spurs fan, I would understand why you hate Arsenal. If I was a Man United fan, I would understand why someone hates Liverpool, okay? If I was a Chelsea fan, I would understand why I hate Spurs and Arsenal. You get how it works. But first of all, I'm a QPR fan, okay? So, who are QPR's rivals? Who do QPR hate? They're from West London. So that rules out Chelsea, okay? So Chelsea are out the running. Then, next thing I do is I look at the table. Not in the title race. I couldn't root for them if I wanted to. Aren't in the title race, okay? So we're now down to 2 options. And let's remember, I don't care about either of these teams. So what do I care about? I'm a QPR fan. What are QPR fans used to? They're used to this. They're used to being in the Premier League. They've also been in the Championship or Division 1. They've also been in Division 2. So QPR are used to this. I'm used to this. QPR have gone up and down, okay? So what things do I believe in as a QPR fan? I believe that anything can happen. I'm used to being the underdog. And really, all I really care about, all I want to have. So, when we go back to those top 6 sides and who I should choose, I've got 2 options. Man City or Liverpool. Let's take away any kind of feeling and look at what I care about as a fan outside the top 6. This team spends so much money. This team has spent money, but it's recruited players a hell of a lot more. People like Andy Robertson. Outsiders like Salah, who people didn't believe in. People like Mane from lower in the league. People like James Milner, who's been everywhere and is just a stalwart of the game. Man City, on the other hand, they spent 60 million on Riyad Mahrez, who never plays. When all's said and done, they can be as kind as possible, but they've bought it. These guys, they're 2 things. 1, they've earned it. 2, and more importantly, they are the underdog. And any football fan outside of the top 6, they are always rooting for the underdog. In most stories that we talk about in life, we're always looking for the underdog to do something in a story. I don't care about either of them, but I think most people are starting to understand that this is bought for. And to a wider point, the top 6 is a problem. Man United can go on as bad a run as they've been and still be 13 points ahead of 7th place. So fans of these other guys that are all a little bit upset at the fact that Man City are running away with it, that's how the rest of us feel. And we're all clinging on to a little bit of hope. And this team that has people that have been bought from Southampton, from Sunderland, from Hull, instead of from some of the biggest teams in the world for silly amounts of money. That's why Liverpool are the team that I'm rooting for. But just to be clear, I'm a QPR. So those are my reasons for wanting Liverpool to win the league. Do you agree with me or not? Let me know in the comments below right now. And in particular, let me know who you support and then who you're rooting for the title and then why. Let me know all three. I will be very surprised if there are fans outside the top 6 that don't want Liverpool to win this league. If Liverpool are going to win the title, then of course Man City need to slip up. And for me, in my opinion, if it doesn't happen on Monday Night Football... Sorry, I can't say Monday Night Football in any other way. I just did. Monday Night Football. Man City take on Leicester City, and Leicester City are in really good form under Brendan Rodgers. They look revitalised. They've got a young squad with players who are going to go on to do great things. But actually, it's the wily old head and protruding jawline of Jamie Vardy that for me is the key to this game and the entire title race, and here is why. Jamie Vardy has scored 18 goals this season. That's impressive in itself, but if you look at the ratio to team goals, that's where Jamie Vardy really stands out. 35% of Leicester's goals have been his. They're an attacking threat, and Jamie Vardy is the focal point of that attacking threat. His importance comes into even more focus when you look at the next few names on the list. Glenn Murray, Mitrovic and Perez are all players battling at the bottom of the league. But Vardy's in a team that is flying at the moment, and he's flying as well. And if there's going to be a shock in this title race, and it's going to be difficult away from home, it's going to be for a team that can counter-attack. They've got a forward who can take his chances, and Jamie Vardy could be that guy. Can I just say, anyone who's new to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. If you have subscribed, if you haven't, next stop for me, ideally, is 30k. I'm getting pretty close now. So if you are enjoying the content, the more subscribers I get, the more I feel excited about doing this channel, and hopefully I can bring you more and more good content. So if you feel by the end of this video that I deserve to be subscribed to, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you put the notifications on as well. Man United fans will be feeling pretty bad at the moment, but it's not all bad. Look, I found this. Clubs which use the most players from their academies in the Champions League. Now you might not be in the Champions League next year, but this year you used loads of the kids, and that's, people love that, don't they? Man United, they love it in particular. Atletico Madrid were top of the pile with 48%. Then you had Ajax, PSV Eindhoven, CSKA Moscow and Man United in 5th place. The other Premier League teams much further down the table in 20th, 30th and 31st. This table is pretty glaring to me from a Man United perspective. On the good side, you are playing the academy players. Yes, the PSG game, there's a few players that you had to play due to injury, but you are bringing through players to play in the Champions League. That's something that gets a lot of fans going, and you can be optimistic about it. And there's an example right there in 2nd place, Ajax, who have done something really incredible this season. And that's with 40% academy graduates playing in their team. The problem is, when you look at the rest of the people in that top 5, CSKA Moscow, PSV Eindhoven, Atletico Madrid, none have really done anything this season. No one's really impressed. And the teams right down the bottom, look at Liverpool and Man City and how incredible they've been. It's about recruitment. And once again, it kind of shows just what is going wrong at Man United. It is absolutely 100% the recruitment of players and finding players that are going to work for Man United. So you can look at that 2 ways. If you're a Man United fan, you can look at the positive. Look, we've got a nice sort of foundation bed of players like Greenwood and Rashford, but it also makes it very clear that if they want to get where they want to be, they need to be able to recruit players and they need to be able to make the difference for them. One Football highlighted the amount of managers that have been sacked this season, and for the first time, I think, the Premier League did pretty well. Only 5 coaches have been sacked from the Premier League this season. And let's keep in mind that 2 of those were from Fulham. One was David Wagner, who basically left himself, and the other was Mark Hughes. And of course, Jose Mourinho was the big departure of the year. Football clubs are starting to look in a much more holistic way to what they are doing. Just highlights how all of these clubs are trying to put together a long-term plan, and most of them are succeeding. Chief! That won't make any sense to you, but Nedum Manua, Queen's Park Rangers legend and former captain, who we should never have released. Anyway, he has been in the news headlines this week because he's taken on Zlatan. Nedum Manua is now playing for Real Salt Lake. Of course, Zlatan's over in LA. Zlatan was being a bit of a knob. I know, mind-blowing. Normally it's charming. When you do it to my boy Nedum, this boy's got principles and he won't hold back. So much so that he refused to accept an apology from Zlatan, who's supposed to be this lion ninja guy, as he trotted back into the changing rooms after defeating Real Salt Lake to apologise to Anua. I know what's happened here. He's seen Nedum Anua with his shirt on and he looks almost a bit round, but Nedum ain't round. Nedum's got some sweet ass pecs going on, right? So when he then goes into the changing room and goes, oh, I feel bad, I probably shouldn't have said that. He saw Nedum, the Adonis that is Nedum Anua, and he went, woo, get screwed up here. I actually don't think he even knew who he was. I know, I can't believe it either. But Nedum Anua, I just love it. He's just like, get out of my face, mate. I don't care. I don't care about you, Zlatan.
I don't care. I'm not gonna accept his apology. It's unacceptable.
You're coming to the end of your career, mate. You need to start treating people with a little bit of respect. Otherwise, you will morph into Paul Scholes. It could happen. Let this be a warning to you. Do one, mate. Like the old phrase goes, no one kicks off like the Bulgarians. And they've shown themselves to be true to that fantastic little phrase once again, as they kicked off this week by cracking eggs on each other. Now, that in itself is kind of, I mean, it's okay, it's a little bit boring, got the clip here. The only thing I actually like about the clip is the fact that they all take it so seriously. They're doing the standard, all right, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm a captain. Yeah, I'm a professional footballer. But there's one guy, the guy on the right here, he's the only one actually realising and having some sort of awareness of how mental this is. They're cracking eggs on each other to see which way they shoot. That said, thanks to Reddit, we've still learned something, because the connoisseurs of you will have watched it and gone, hang on a minute, whoa, first guy only tapped it, second guy whacked it. That can't be fair. Well, that's where you're wrong. As we head over to the comments section of Reddit. Zed is Live said, is it just me or did the second guy absolutely smash it while the first guy gently booped it? That's what I said. Possible rumours of foul play here later on in the comments, with Pro Philip saying it's all fun and games till someone pulls out a wooden egg or a quail egg or a guinea hen egg. But never say that on Reddit Soccer you don't learn something. Oh, ja said, both eggs experience the same amount of force as it applies on the other. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. It's like if you ran into a wall or a wall smashes into you at the same speed. The force is actually the same, so it actually doesn't matter if you hit harder than the opponent. Only one of them will break. A few caveats for the pedants. If you hit really freaking hard, both will probably break anyway. And I think the secret is not the amount of force, but the positioning of the egg and how you grip it. Somehow I think using the narrower end to hit is better. Or maybe not. I haven't played before. And then Shites Lozen chipped in with this really lovely little tidbit. The battle is nose to nose, ass to ass. So it's based on the actual strength of the shell, the grip, and the dyeing process, I guess. Also, the eggs are boiled, so they can be eaten afterwards. That's lovely. I said at the start of the video that I would cheer up all football fans who are just feeling a little bit weary, and look, we are. I'm spent, if I'm honest. As a Queen's Park Rangers fan, it's been really crap. Really crap. And I know a lot of you guys are feeling the same, disappointed with how the season's turned out, but let me show you something that might make you just go, actually, it's not as bad as I thought. Unless you're a Bolton Wanderers fan, you might want to see it's pretty bad. But this is actually worse. Turkish club Karabakspor are probably having one of the worst seasons in Europe ever. Last season they were relegated from the Super League, and after 31 games in the second division, they sit rock bottom and have 0 points, 3 draws and 28 defeats, with a goal difference of -90, scoring only 9 goals and allowing 99. And this is a really sad story, to be honest, but unfortunately not actually that much of a new one. The owners of the team last season, when they were in the first division, said they were going to pay players thousands of pounds, but instead they just line their pockets, continue to strip the assets and just take the money for themselves. So it is super sad. Now I know what you're going to think, oh James, you're just catering to the lower league Turkish football fan, trying to cheer us all up. We're all too quick to bring everyone down. So Karabakspor, right? Karabakspor, you can keep your chins up, because there's always someone who's got it worse than you. If you head over to the Breedon Highland Football League, then you'll find Fort William FC. The poor Scottish side have had an absolute, sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it is funny. They've had an absolute stinker. 34 games, no wins, 2 draws, 32 defeats, 245 goals scored against them, with a goal difference of -224 and a final points tally of -7, because they were playing an ineligible player. So they got another points deduction. I mean, whoever's head of Breedon Highland League Give the guys a break. And the star player for Fort William FC this season, for me, I'm going to go with Scott Hunter, who was joint top scorer with 2. Yeah. So the point is that, look, there's always another season. Huh? So there you have it for another episode of Reddit Soccer. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you see anything, then why not tweet me at James Allcott. More importantly, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And most importantly, let's get to 30k people. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you soon.